one story involving someone who is self-aware to another story involving someone who is self-aware, but I don't necessarily know that that's a good thing.
Mm.
So ASAP Rocky has not yet graduated to friend of the channel status,
You getting
uh,
there?
but he's getting close. He is. He's getting there. This is now like the second or third time that we've discussed him. This time it involves him speaking on how he likes to wear his girls' clothes. So ASAP Rocky, I'm pretty sure he is enjoying being found not guilty in this latest legal kerfluffle, and happy to get back to living his life and not having to worry about, you know, being incarcerated. And a bit of news went viral when he spoke on how he likes to wear Rihanna's clothes and doesn't see why there's an issue with
Of course.
men, engaging in female forms of dress. So this says ASAP Rocky admits to wearing Rihanna's clothes. ASAP Rocky has admitted that he sometimes steals clothes from Rihanna's closet and wears them. Speaking on the Run Through the Vogue podcast, Rocky detailed his philosophy when it came to fashion. He said, "Man, pardon my language, I do what the F I want. But in all fairness, I want to represent and be a catalyst for daring men. Uh,
Oh my God. Wow.
I don't know who drew the line between femininity or just being feminine and masculinity. I don't know who drew that line, but I don't see any barriers for me." Rocky added, "It's not fair that my girl could just go in my closet and just take anything from it and wear it. That goes both ways. She has pieces she don't know that I actually stole. You get what I'm saying?" The fashion killer rapper also says that Riri takes clothes from his closet too. Sometimes you can see her on an interview or see a paparazzi photo, like, wait, there goes my Mew Mew effing jacket. Like, what the F? I was looking for that since 2021. He concluded by saying, "These are all things that were meant to be emasculated and meant to look feminine. And they all started out with African men wearing them. Another fact." On the music front, fans are desperate for Rocky to drop "Don't Be Dumb," which has been pushed back several times amid the rapper's legal issues. So that pretty much, that goes on to more music stuff. But for the purpose of this video, there you have it. ASAP Rocky does not understand why uh, gender norms have been attributed to forms of dress. He wears his girl's clothes. It feels like it should go both ways. Doesn't know where it came from, but he wants to be a catalyst for daring for daring men. The floor is yours, sir.
Wow. Wow. Hey man, look. So I mean, I can concur with him wanting to be a catalyst to dare men, because honestly, his whole career has been that. He's been wearing women's clothes as far back as I can remember. Now he may not have been wearing it in his music videos, but he did the other things that were traditionally for women, wearing pearls, painting his nails. He's been doing that for a very long time. So he's always been challenging the norms. That's been part of his shtick since he's gotten into the industry, you know. Um, so when Young Thug came out and started wearing dresses and stuff, that was another challenge. Um, so ASAP was part of this quasi male, let's blur the lines, metrosexual, um, really high fashion. He's playing all these lines. So he's always been that to me. So for him to actually admit that that's part of his agenda, why would a man have that agenda? I don't know. I don't know why one day he woke up and said, "I'm gonna challenge men so they can wear women's clothes." I don't know why he on that, but apparently he is. He's more on that than he is making hit records. You know, so I'm not surprised that he said this so much. I think the part about this that is just just head shaking, um, is that you know he he parades himself around as if he is some type of pioneer, but he is to some people. And there was a whole generation of youngsters when he first came out, um, that have been fans of his and still are. And so there's people that are under his spell of painting the nails and doing all this other stuff. So now here's another commandment coming down to these youngsters, and they're going to start going, yeah, you know what? You know, why don't I start wearing? And if ASAP's doing it, why can't I? You know, I'm already rocking the pearls and the painting my nails, so why not wear a thong? So this is where we're at. And so and this is what I say to challenge him. All right, is that there's a reason why traditionally there were norms for certain things. Hell, even in the bushes, all right, where men are wearing loincloths. All right. There's certain situations where women are wearing different types of clothes. When there's ceremonies going on, the women wear this and the men wear that. And the reason why they're doing that is it is symbolic of you standing on the principles of your energy set. So if you're a woman and you wear whatever traditional women wear, you whatever those traditional women are wearing, it is a physical manifestation of that feminine type of energy. So the same thing that goes for men. So if their men traditionally wear these things because it's symbolic of that, then that's what men wear. And so culture over culture, year over year, blah 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 blah. Men would end up wearing things like this, and women would end up wearing stuff like that. Now, if you want to blur those lines, then you are trying to blur the principles that you stand on. And at that point, if you're willing to dress like a woman, you're willing to have principles like a woman. And if you're running around here as a man with principles of a woman, you a female dog. So you can do that all you want, ASAP. Nobody's telling you not to. And honestly, anybody else that want to run around here, start doing all of these things and have the principles of a woman all day long, that's on you. All right. But at the end of the day, okay, when you end up getting penetrated in life, that's what you just asked for. But what are your thoughts, bro? All right. What are your thoughts on ASAP Rocky running around here, hopping in Riri's closet and putting on her drawers? What are your thoughts, man?
I don't agree with it, of course. And I don't agree with men dressing like women being conflated with being daring. Uh, I have a serious problem with that. Um, there are many things that we can call men dressing like women. Daring is not one of them, in my opinion. I don't like that because daring is an endearing term. It denotes courage and fortitude, standing on business, living principled, which means, conversely, a man who says, I refuse to dress like a woman because I am acknowledging my desire to live in my masculine energy is also daring. So, which type of daring do, well, we know which type of daring ASAP Rocky prefers,
Yes.
but which type of daring is the right daring? There can't be multiple forms of daring. Daring is as daring does. I think an individual who is willing to live principally is daring. And so I am discomforted by that word being associated with a man dressing like a woman, unless we are willing to all admit that either way it's daring. A man principally saying, I don't want to dress like a woman is daring for X, Y, and Z. And a man saying, I want to dress like women, and we classify that as daring for X, Y, and Z. For X, Y, and Z. I also don't agree with it principally, and I'm just gonna it's simple for me. It's simply stated. I don't know what is so wrong with men and women being different? Like, I don't know why that's not okay. Like, why is it no longer sufficient for us as humans to accept and acknowledge that men and women aren't the same? We are trying to usher in this social environment in which there is ultimate gender neutrality, as if that's a good thing, and we code it within various social norms, such as how you dress or how you present yourself publicly, to make it seem like it's the way that you should live, to make it seem as though it's righteous to live that way. Because who doesn't want to be righteous, and who doesn't want to be on the right side of history? So we're coding it within the context of these various social norms, like how you dress and how you present yourself, the fingernail paint and all of that kind of stuff, so as to create this society where we have adopted ultimate gender neutrality. And I don't agree with it, because I don't know what is so wrong with men and women being different. Like, you need balance in the world. Without it, you have an upside down world. Men are women's counterpoint, men are women's counterparts, and vice versa. You need to strike the balance in order to create a healthy society with people who can contribute to it in meaningful ways. Why are we trying to get rid of that and move away from it by going into this situation where we're just blurring everything because that's righteous? Who made this up? Who decided this? Who decided that that's what we're supposed to be doing? Like, who decided that it's righteous to be this way? Um, I don't understand why some of us, not everyone, not I would even say not the majority of people, but the loud vocal minority that runs the internet and runs social media and runs the entertainment industry, that loud vocal contingent is definitely a part of a pushing of a message which suggests that there should be no delineation between men and women, that we should just be the same in every respect. Hey, look, I don't have a problem with the idea that men and women ought to be the same from the standpoint of making money. Like, if I'm a coder and there's a woman who's a coder, and the woman knows just as much about coding as me, she should be making the same amount of money as me. Whatever. If I'm an artist, if I'm a writer, and I'm a damn good writer, and there's a woman, and I'm not sure how you would actually qualify this, but you get my point, hypothetically speaking, and she's a just as good of a writer as me. Hell, she should be making just as much money as me. Fine, I'm good with that. Now, if I am a welder, or a bricklayer, and I'm able to do more because I am physically capable of doing more,
Mhm.
and there's a woman who's a welder or a bricklayer and she can't physically do as much as me, I need to be getting paid more than her. She can't do as much as me. And don't get mad at me for having that opinion. That's biology. Don't take that up with me. Take it up with God, Allah, or whatever person you think came up with this system. I didn't make this up. But if I'm physically capable of doing more within the context of something that is physically demanding, then my pay should stipulate as such. But if we're talking about things being equal, she can write as good as me, she can sing as good as me, she can code as good as me, she can, she can create websites as good as me. Give them as much money. I don't care. But when it comes to various other social norms, why the need to blur the lines and get rid of the delineation? There's nothing wrong with us being different. If we were meant to be the exact same, we wouldn't be sexually dimorphic. We wouldn't have different body types. We wouldn't have different bone structures. We wouldn't have different sets of chromosomes. We wouldn't have different genitalia. We'd all be able to get pregnant. All of that would be the same too. So I don't get why we need all of this stuff to be the same, as if we are. We're not the same. We're not the same. So why not women do their thing when it comes to dressing, high fashion, being fresh and fly, do all of that stuff within the parameters of the way women dress? Fine. And then men do the same thing. Who cares? You guys are supposed to be geniuses. He considers himself a fashionista. You can't come up with brilliant ways to express your fashion sense within the context of the way that men typically dress,
Nope.
instead of feeling like you got to do it like a woman because you think everything is the same. Like y'all been sold this lie, bro, and it's very sad and it's scary. Y'all want to live in this. Y'all want to live in this weird old world where people can just like spontaneously change their genders and sex, and just chaotically live and do whatever you want. Like, there's nothing wrong with us being different, and there's nothing wrong with acknowledging those differences. It's what makes households work. It's what makes religion. It's what makes relationships work. It's what makes marriages work and family work. Balances that offset one another. You need balance in the world. When you have the same thing, the same energies, the same hormones, the same everything going on at the same time within the same physical space, it becomes a combustible situation. It's very imbalanced. But leave that up to these weirdo agents who are trying to be a part of ushering in this world where we just want literally everything to be the same. We're not the same, everybody. And I know that there's again, I'm saying that acknowledging that I believe the majority of us understand this, but there's a very vocal minority contingent in our society that is trying to slowly but surely create inroads to make the general consensus be that in every respect we are the same and there are no differences. It's a very dangerous game to play. And to quote one of the things that you like to say often on this channel, if you think that's such a great thing, check back with me in 50 years and let me know if you enjoy the world that you're living in.
Yeah, 1,000, bro. And we're also very aware that ASAP just beat a serious case. He just beat a serious case, so he's got to pay the piper, man. He's got to put stuff out there.
Well, he's been wearing dresses for a long time.
No, that's fair, but he still got to take on the responsibility of daring men and make sure he lets the internet know about it. And agents such as himself, as you mentioned, um, the there is a vested interest in ensuring that viable men are not being men at all. And I spoke about this before whenever we talked about how women view us, and that when we report to a job and we got a boss, women subconsciously know that another man is feeding her, not you. And so part of this slavery system that we're working in, that is North America, is that they need slave men in order to keep it going. Now, just imagine if the majority of men didn't want to be a part of the rat race, did not want to work these jobs, they created their own. This is the majority of men.
Mm-hmm.
And so those men wouldn't bother waste time doing what women do, wearing what women wear. They think independently. They don't have this mass thinking, And so those types of men are dangerous. So this is where rhetoric like toxic masculinity comes in, to make sure that there is a negative connotation of being man. Then there's situations like this and other entertainers. I saw your boy Shabuzi at the Met Gala, dressing like a Tatiana. You know what I'm saying? But of course, you got to pay the piper. And they make sure that this type of negative stuff and these guys doing these things is a part of the culture.
Oh my God, bro. I'm looking at that right now. Holy hell.
What do you call that?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't even want to give that a topic airtime. But hell, man, what the hell is that? Okay, it looked like he went in Rihanna's closet and pulled something out.
Probably did.
Like, what the hell is this? But
Rihanna probably designed this. Is this Savage Fenty?
exactly, it's Fendi. Damn, a Fendi bloomer. The hell is this bastard wearing? But hey, this is where we're at, right? You know what I'm saying? And so Shabuzi got to do what he got to do in order to keep his job. And the point I'm trying to get at is that these air quote entertainers, these people out here that's been promoted and pretty much just thrown in our faces, have these types of things that they say and do so they can perpetuate the other side of what people would like to call toxic masculinity. Oh, toxic masculinity. See, that's a talking point. But then there's the stuff that's out here that these guys are doing where they're basically saying that you being a man is wrong.
Yeah, it's inherent. We've said that. That's what I've been saying, bro. You're preaching to my choir. That is all a part of the operation to conflate masculinity with being inherently toxic.
Yes.
Yes.
And so now there's this thing. So, but now on the flip side, just imagine again that these guys are standing on business. The majority of men. This is a problem. And the people that are up there that make a lot of money off of people's ignorance, they won't be able to make that much money anymore. So in order to keep everybody in this low vibration, they send guys out here like A$AP Rocky. And then so he comes out here and he says dumb stuff like this. And then the young and impressionable go, yeah, why can't I?
Yep.
Why can't I wear X, Y, and Z? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Not knowing that they're falling in this energy set that is making sure that they stay emasculated. So, I'm not going for this A$AP Rocky. Never went for anything that he did. To me, he always felt like a put on. He wasn't always that talented to me. And, he continues to be an agent of chaos, if you ask me. So this is right up his alley. I don't stand with this. I don't stand for it. And you can call me Mr. Get Off My Lawn if you want. I own my lawn, though.
That's right. Yeah.
And so get the hell off of it.
Hey, man, I'm with you. If this entire thing was designed for us to be the same, we would all be asexual. We would be able to spontaneously change sexes and genders. We'd be the same size and shape. We wouldn't be sexually dimorphic. We wouldn't have different sexual organs. We wouldn't have different genitalia. We wouldn't have different bone structures. We would be the exact same. We are not the exact same for a reason. So I just don't agree with this notion that ushering closer to gender neutrality is the way for us to go. And then being so arrogant as to code that as daring or righteous or brave. I find that very, very insulting personally. I find that to be very insulting, and I find it to be the pinnacle of arrogance. And furthermore, yet this is yet another reason as to why I've always been very nervous about embracing this idea that hip hop is our culture. Because when you say hip hop is our culture, when you say hip hop is synonymous with the culture of the community, you're also again saying that murder, death, kill, drugs, and guns and street life is synonymous with your culture. And then you're also saying that this kind of behavior is also synonymous with your culture.
Correct.
Because he is a vanguard within hip hop culture, if you ask me. Mm-hmm. Like he's a staple within that community. Don't take my word for it. All right. I went to college. If you're of a certain age, you may not be aware of A$AP Rocky's influence, but he does retain a healthy amount of influence among a particular age group and demographic.
Yeah, he does.
So it isn't for nothing that he's running around doing this stuff. It's not a one-off, and don't think it's not as inconsequential as you think it is. So this is yet another example as to why I've always rejected the idea that this is my culture. because that music and therefore the people within it are a part of my culture, because that is not my culture. The way he dresses is not my culture. I don't even know what the hell that shabuzi thing is, but that is not that is not my culture. It's not. So again, man, this social deconstruction that they got going on out here, it's still a very well funded operation, and it continues to be a well funded operation through the entertainment industry, in my opinion, backed by corporate America overall. And I'm telling y'all, if y'all think this is cool, get back to me in about 100 years and let me know how you feel about that.
Yeah, bro. Hey, let me know in 5.
Right? Yeah.
Y'all gonna be somewhere else. I swear.
Yeah, yeah. It may not. I'm saying 100. It might be 5 years, 10 years.
Lord have
It's
mercy.
insane, man.